Hi, NAPO. It's your President, Mindy Gotting, and this is our July President's Message. I'm thrilled to have a guest today, Megan Spears, CPO. She is here because she is our 2024 Service to NAPO Award winner. So, welcome to Megan.
Thanks, Mindy. It's great to be here.
Yeah. So I'm going to read, let me just, for anyone who's not familiar with the service to NAPO and what that means, I'm going to read the description of that award. And then I'd love for you to just introduce yourself to the community, tell us about your business, where you're located, and your journey through NAPO thus far. So the Service to NAPO Award is bestowed upon a NAPO volunteer or group of volunteers whose dedication and commitment to NAPO and their area of responsibility goes above and beyond. The award recipient is selected by the president of NAPO and presented during the NAPO annual conference. So you were celebrated when we were in Long Beach in April. How did it feel?
I mean, it was a little bit of a shock. I think probably the first thing that went through my mind was like, this was the day I did decide to do my hair. So I sort of felt a little bit like, oh, great. Uh, but it was really nice. And I think, it's sort of inspiring for a lot of people who are the behind the scenes workers, not necessarily the people who are at the front and center, but really the people that are doing a lot of the work behind the scenes and aren't necessarily seeking some sort of, award or recognition. That's pretty much been my role in NAPO since the beginning. So it was great to just kind of have that acknowledgement.
Nice. All right. So, Megan, tell everybody more about you, your business, and your journey with NAPO thus far.
Yeah, so I started my business in 2004. I just celebrated my 20th year. My company is Disorder to Order. I live in Vancouver, Washington. Primarily, as most people, our business evolves over time. And so I think as my business tended to grow, so did the areas of expertise. And right now, my primary focus is really in working with people and their digital footprint and helping them navigate making decisions in managing that load because we've seen, over time, our business or our technology sphere has grown. And so people don't see that. They don't recognize how much they're accumulating. And so it becomes really overwhelming. So that's really where my focus has been of late.
Hmm. And how did you originally find NAPO and get involved?
Yeah. So I had heard about NAPO through word on the street, so to speak. Back then, there wasn't a lot of, internet surfing. And so I had heard about that from a friend, and I went to a meeting, and I immediately felt as though I was in a group of people that were in the same framework that I was and where I wanted to go with the things that I enjoyed. And as I started out in kind of a micro job, and I evolved through that, being on my board. And then when an opportunity came up to serve on a national committee, I felt like it was a great opportunity to meet other people in the NAPO community and work with them and learn about what they did and how that could either help or expand my business. And so it was just through that experience, I really just loved working with people from all over the United States. And so I continued to volunteer through the BCPO and other micro volunteer positions through NAPO. And it's just been a real treat to just work with different people.
That's been my experience too. Always think that it's valuable to get exposure to people who are, in the same field, but in different markets all over the country, and just finding out how we're all similar, but more importantly, almost how we're different. And, getting exposed to new innovative ideas and thoughts. I mean, I've always gleaned so much just organically from getting to know a fellow volunteer and hearing about their business model and hearing about their challenges and their successes, and then extracting, what might work in my own business. There's real
For
value to
sure.
that.
For sure. Well, I think the thing that is a little bit surprising and can be surprising for people is that, there's so much leadership learning that we can do through NAPO.
Mm.
And we don't really recognize that as business owners, whether you are working for yourself and managing a client or working with a team, these skills apply to you because we're inspiring people, we're learning how to motivate people, we're learning how to have difficult conversations to overcome a circumstance, or really be able to kind of oversee something and manage all the moving parts without dropping a ball. And all of those things we apply into the work that we do. And so I really felt like, for me, the learning of those skills and really sharpening those skills very much applied to my work. And so that's just been kind of an extra added kind of icing on the cake, so to speak.
I love that. And you've had so many roles in different facets of NAPO and different program areas. I remember one of the comments I made when I gave my speech at conference, which for those of you who weren't there, it was a surprise. So Megan did not know that she was getting this award. And I was intentionally kind of, reeling out the speech so that she wouldn't know until the very end. But I remember saying something along the lines of, today we're honoring someone who's showing up through consistent dedication year after year after year. And that you've really been saying yes to NAPO for 20 years now.
I know. I think there was a short break in 2017 where I did not have any volunteer roles, but I feel like I want to say I've almost volunteered all 20 years at some level or some capacity, just because I think being connected to the community is in fact part of what makes it so valuable to me, because I'm always getting something from it. There is never an opportunity that I've taken that I didn't learn something or be able to take an idea and turn it into something that can be successful for me in the work that I do.
So as a successful entrepreneur for, decades now, what advice do you have for people who are starting out in this profession?
Yeah, I think for sure, and I feel like I hear this from every single person that says, when this question is asked, is is to get involved, because I think, the camaraderie, the ability to learn, and really this even applies to those of us that are veterans. We need to never stop learning. Like, that's just the reality of life as a whole. But I think as business owners, we have to continue to challenge ourselves. And so doing the things that maybe we wouldn't traditionally do, or stepping out of our comfort zones, does really allow you to expand your circle, whether it's for you personally or professionally. You will grow. I mean, that is without a doubt a reality. And so that would be my advice, is just be involved, whether on a micro level or in a big leadership role. That is really important.
I love it. Well, I've been, as someone who routinely hires